Okay, yogis. Right now we are going to look at crow pose real quick. So if you have your crow pose already, this is for you. What we'll basically work on is how to take your crow pose, like a good foundation, you found balance, you can hang out there for a little bit, and then kind of turn it into more of a crane, so more straight arms, more of a drawing in your abdomen, and then take it to kind of getting comfortable moving around in your crow pose, because then it can take you to a point of, okay, where can I go next? Maybe you can go to a one-legged crow. Maybe you can eventually press up into a handstand. Some people would like to take tripod headstand from there, which is super important to make sure that you're in control and not going to put forceful pressure on your head when you bring it to your mat. So this little trick is just going to help you kind of find that awesome stability and feeling of control. So let's go ahead and come into our crow pose. And basically, all you'll work on at first is finding your crow, rooting down through those knuckles, which you know how to do. Your fingertips are your brakes, your toes will come to touch. Practice really pulling your heels in towards your glutes, and then squeeze your elbows in toward each other as you start to really press the floor away from you. Draw your knees up your arm bones. You keep squeezing those toes up towards your glutes and hollow out your belly a little bit. Good. Now soften in your face. Take 3 more breaths. One more. And softly land your hands, or excuse me, your feet back down. Roll out your wrists. All right. So if that was really challenging for you, that's step 1. So you found your crow pose. You'll work on kind of finding that extra bit of elevation and keep playing around with that. If you got that, if you feel like you found that height, and still felt in control. Of course, it's hard, right? My breath is like a little active right now. Of course, it's hard. I find that crow pose is actually, it's normally taught first as the first arm balance, but I think it's a very challenging arm balance. So our next step, we're going to try to move our legs around a little bit, our feet, to sort of not intentionally throw us off balance, but just to challenge our balance, to therefore make us stronger. All of our correcting muscles are going to have to activate to keep us in equilibrium. So we're going to come back into our crow pose. Again, you'll work on finding that lift, maybe straightening out your arms a little bit more, and then try tapping your right toes to your right wrist, and then pulling it back in. And then your left, and back in, and your right, and in, maybe one more time left, and then maybe both, and back in. Good. Okay. And again, shake out your wrists. So that's the next step, yeah? And play around with it, because you can take it a lot slower than I just did. You can hold it. You can try tapping both toes to your wrist, and then maybe even trying to straighten out your legs a little bit and lift your hips more towards your handstand. So there's a lot of places you can take it. For now, if you just got your crow and you're just starting to work on stuff like this, stop there, get comfortable with it, and then look out for the next video. Thanks, guys.